Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, welcome back to American Outback. Alright, we got a couple going on today. So, I'm working with the tomato plant here, and I've added a few things to it, and now it is ready to go. It's like not connected to anything. Anyways, so here's the panel that gives you all the information. So, there's a couple things you need to know. So if you're going to use this facility, in here just goes like wheat or barley, and that's considered on this seed. So I wasn't sure if it was actually going to be a grain or if it was actually going to be seeds. Sometimes it depends. So that's that. So keep that in mind. So put grain. I put wheat in there. I think I had a little bit of wheat and I put in there, so that qualifies as seeds. It was 20% worth. Another thing to note is you need to put fuel in there, which is right here, of course. You need to put water, which is right there, and fertilizer, which is right here. It says Flüssigdünger. That's how I assume it's supposed to be said. Anyways, so one thing to keep in mind is if you're going to try and put fertilizer in there, I have NPK in here, and I had to get how I got NPK was a bit weird. I ended up buying a placeable. Let me show you which one. These guys right here, UPK set, fertilizer silo, and I was able to fill this trailer up with fertilizer. But if I try to fill up from the regular fill points for fertilizer, it actually came out as water. So that's why I did that, just to see if that was the case. Anyway, so it does take fertilizer, NPK. I don't think it takes slurry, as far as I know. It takes fertilizer, so I couldn't try with slurry because I don't have any laying about. Actually, that's not true. I could probably get some really easily. You know what, let's just try that real quick. Do I still have that? Placeable. Oh, I do. Let's just try this, just for experimental sake. Let's just put it right here, and we'll turn this around. This is a placeable slurry purchase point, essentially. There we go. Well, let's just see. So I'm going to unload the rest of this fertilizer in here. So to get to the actual unload point, it's a bit finicky, I found, to find it for some reason, so. But I found it eventually. So I'm going to put all that fertilizer in there. It's about 4,000-ish, I think it was. Something along those lines. And we're going to fill it up. And now we should be creating tomatoes. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. Ooh, the ground's all fertilized now. That's really nifty. This is the Maru tomato plant. Or tomato facility, I guess I'll call it. I know Farmer Beavis did a mod spotlight on it a long time ago. Now I just never got around to using it. But this is way fancier than the in-game tomatoes. I think that's the reason why I never did it. I was like, it's probably just like the in-game ones, but it's totally different. Look at that, fancy. So now we should be creating tomato pellets and tomato scraps, or tomato scraps, however you want to say it. Okay, so let's just try that real quick. Let's just see if you can put slurry in there too. Let's just grab that slurry point from over there. Because this trailer can hold like everything, which makes them so awesome. This is the Coat Universal Pack. Okay. Let's put another 1,000 in there. Let's just see what happens here. And slurry, it's funny. Slurry is super cheap. Alright, so let's see if you can put slurry in this facility as well. You might be able to, you never know. Or it might only take fertilizer like NPK. But we'll find out real quick. Alright, no, doesn't want that. Let's see if we can't adjust it. This is what I found was like had to be like really like kind of finicky. It was really finicky to get the actual unload point. No, apparently it's doesn't want to take this slurry at all. Oh, that's really strange. So maybe it is only like, you know, chemical fertilizer, I guess, in this context, versus slurry, because it doesn't want to unload at all there. So yeah, there you go. Problem solved. It only takes it appears to only take NPK in this case because I have soy mod installed. But if you didn't have soil mod installed, you'd just have fertilizer and you'd fill it up that way. Yep, that seems to be all it takes, so there you go. So if you're going to use this facility, that's what it needs. Okay, good to know. Anyways, so that is that facility running now, and that's really neat. It kind of like, it looks like it kind of cycles through some of the various areas. So you have like, it'll spray somewhere and then it'll spray somewhere else, which is kind of neat. Cool. Alright, let's go check over here. So that's that running. Oh, there it goes again. I guess it does it periodically. That's neat. Anyway, so here are the tomato pallets. Very nice. DGH Deutscher Gummistoff. And here are the scraps. I don't know what the scraps are. Grass. So I don't know what you actually. I don't know if you can just take. Looks like chaff actually. I wonder if you can just take that and do something with it. But there you go. Tomato facility is working now. Excellent. And in other news, I also discovered where the sell point for the moonshine was. It's right here. So this is, if you look on the map, I'm right by the telephone, which is close to the wool sell point. One commenter gave me a suggestion. Maybe it's by, I think it's he said or she said. I'm not sure if it's a guy or a girl. That it was close to the wool sell point, and then they were correct. It's actually right here. So just to give you a perspective, it's so if I walk around, it's right across from this what looks like a motel. It's right there. So I just left the tractor there just so I could remind myself where it was. But that's where it is. What's there? Anything else close to this? No. I guess the wool sell point, I think that's the wool sell point. Although, based on where I'm walking, it doesn't look like it, but I think that's where it is. So go for the wool sell point, and that's basically where the moonshine sell point is. So there you go. Pretty cool, actually. So now we have some moonshine going. We have some geese rolling. Let's just see here for a moment. And geese, we have 3 ready. No grains, no earthworts, no silage, and they aren't producing slurry at all. So I guess they only produce manure. And just a reference, it is south of field 27. That's where it is. There you go. So now that we have that rolling, it's good to see. So both of those facilities, the tomato facility and the moonshine facility, have I don't know, you call it it's like the wool pallet machine that moves a pallet along. So if there's one there full, it will move it along to the next one, sort of thing. So it's very convenient. Let's go this way. And we are producing biogas, so we can always make more moonshine in the future. I think we're still running. It's still running as far as I know. So there you go. It's kind of a neat little facility, though. So that, again, that tomato facility is from Maru, from maru.net, I guess it would be. But they have some pretty cool little mods on that website. But it's all in German, so take that into consideration when you go on there. So, because you will need to translate it all into English, which is always interesting. You want to take this turn. At least I always find it interesting. So, actually, you know what I should have done? Shoot. Oh no, we're okay. I'll make a little turn up here. But it's a cool little site. They got lots of little random things there. And that's, I believe that's where Beavis got it from, was from maru.net originally. I think there's a tomato and I think there's a cabbage facility that's very similar. I've never tried that one out either. But there's both of them there, so if you want to do that, you could do that. So this is the field right here. I should probably turn that off. There we go. Let's go over here. Oops. I'm trying not to drive all through everything. So for whatever reason, like, because the roads turn all the time, like the only way I can kind of ensure that I stay on the road on the right side is by staying in cab. Anyways, here's a funny story. So I was playing on Oklahoma with Bob and Spud and a couple other guys, and a funny thing happened. I was, just driving along. So I'm driving on the road, on the right side of the road, because in the United States, like in Canada, you drive on the right side of the road. And then there is Bob right in front of me driving on the left side of the road. So this is one of those times where if he was making a YouTube video, I'd be like, Bob, you're on the wrong side of the road. This is Oklahoma, not United Kingdom, sort of thing. So I thought that was kind of funny. Alright, so we don't have any Do we need grass for anything? Not right now, actually. Someone was asking me if I was going to... I guess there's nothing planted in 1314, or is it all grass there? I guess it's grass. Someone was asking me if I was going to do any BGA stuff on this map, and I didn't have any plans at that time, but I could do some BGA stuff on the map without a problem. Man, this view is kind of... It's like when I'm doing front loader work, it's really convenient, but when I'm not, it's like really annoying. So like, it kind of makes your life, you know, it works really well for like front loading. I don't know where it's supposed to attach to, but you can just do whatever you want with it. There you go. With that extra camera, it's kind of nice, but like I said, kind of annoying at the same time. So I'm just gonna leave that there for the time being, because we don't need it. So we have a few grass fields, it looks like. Now, on this map, you can cut the grass and then put it into the biogas facility to make biogas. Or you can, of course, make silage out of it if you choose. And if I remember, let's take a look. The geese don't apparently need anything else. They're like 100% productivity already. So the question is, should we focus on any other animals, or should we just focus on geese alone? Because it looks like we only have one field, field 12. That is actually ours, I guess, that we can actually put some stuff down. So I guess what we can do is, it's harvested already. I could just plant it directly, but I want to say it needs some spraying of some sort. There's that placeable that I got right there. I don't have any nice sprayers, do I? Or modded sprayers. No. That one, I guess. But that one is a little big for this map, I think, right now. It's funny, this map's like a big map, but it's like, at the same time, it's kind of small. Like, in comparison to Oklahoma, for example. Alright, so I'm going to grab this guy right here. And then I'm going to try universal tanks, because they came with... How much is that? 2,000 versus... I'm sure it's the same. Oh, actually it's bigger than this one, so we'll grab the other one. 900 liters bigger to be exact. Well, not exactly, but pretty close. So this is a small universal tank transport for various liquids, support overloader function per tube. Per tube. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. Alright, let's try that. Let's go for the default color, sure. And we'll just reset that back to the main, back to where we are right now, because that's going to make our life easier, as opposed to driving all the way over to picking it up. And I picked up one of these Krone Emsland trailers as well. Where am I here? There we are. And I did that because I think for some of the functionality of the for some functionality, it's nice to have that for UPK stuff. So if I decide to get into the UPK on this map, that will be the way to go. But I think the bale loading trailers that we have, I believe those can actually they can actually work for those pallets. I'm not sure about the moonshine pallets, but I think for the tomato pallets they do work. Oops. There we go. Really? Apparently I managed to I don't know how I managed to do that, but apparently I managed to flip it over. Oh, there we go. I should be able to connect to it now. There we go. I was gonna say, I'm like, how did I manage to do that? So the cool thing about this little building up here is you can just drive underneath it. So I'll show you how that works. I've used this building before, so you just drive underneath it just like that, and it'll actually just fill up just like that, which is kind of neat. I don't know if we have enough in here for the back too. It'd be kind of nice, but oh, apparently we do. Sweet. Alright, so let's go put down a where's the exit here? I don't like how this is fenced in. I always always, I'm like asking myself, I'm like, where do you actually go to exit? Because there's only one exit and there's only one entrance, so it throws me off every time. Alright, so we're going to go left here, and I'm going to go down to that field, because I'm sure it needs some nutrients. I suppose I could have spread fertilizer down, technically, because I do have that slurry purchase point. Where was it? Tomatoes, just on field 4. So, one of the random things you can do. Placeables, man. You can get a placeable for everything. Alright, so we're going to go down to field 12. And then we'll spray this NPK. Because we should have NPK in both of them. Yes, we do. And let's unfold. Because I think that... I want to say the big 40-meter spreader might be a bit overkill for this map. And... so, that's the reason why I went with the smaller one. Like, even this seems... I probably could do with a 41. Alright. Let's move over here a little bit more. Try and line it up a bit better. I guess we could just shift it over. That's probably just as easy. There we go. And back this up. It's a little bit low moisture too anyway, so there we go. Get this done real quick with our front loader. It's a nice looking tank though in the front. Yeah, the cool thing is it can hold anything though, which is nice. What does that say? Warning, pesticide. Okay. It's not technically pesticide, but we'll take it, sure. Whatever you say, buddy. So what we'll do is we'll get up this field all fertilized up, just to increase the moisture. It'll increase the moisture and the nutrients. So I think as Jay Turi suggests getting it to, I think it's 9 and 7 for the nutrients, and then planting, and then you don't have to do anything else after that. So we may try to do that. We'll see how it goes. I've never done that before. I know Spud does it on the server all the time, but he's really good about that. I usually just plant first because I like planting, I guess. I don't know. Lovely coffee. It's funny. It's a bit of a blend this morning. It is from a roastery in BC, actually. From a roastery in BC, and blended with some of the other coffee we normally drink, which is kind of a terrible thing to do. But I didn't have enough of the good coffee, so I kind of blend just a little bit. So it's pretty good still, but it's a little not as good as it could be, sort of thing. So. Yeah, when we were at West for the honeymoon, we went to a place, went to a roastery that we have gotten beans from before, and they make really nice coffee there. And we, our sister-in-law actually sends us beans from there every now and then, for like a birthday or Christmas or something like that, and we enjoy lovely coffee because of it. Yeah, it's like even with this thing, so this is what, 24 meters? I guess if I was using the 40 meter, it'd be like two and a half passes, I think, and that would be it. I guess technically you could use the GPS mode. So if I turn this on right here, this little button, and I set it up so it has a little icon like that to go left, what will happen is once it gets to the edge of the field, it will automatically turn with the GPS, which is kind of neat. The only problem with it though is when you do that, it'll just turn automatically, and you won't shut off the sprayer. So like it'll just keep spraying just like that. And then with this style, actually it does a pretty good job. It's a square field, mind you, too. Misses a little bit in the corner, but it's not so bad. And that's with the square field. Like, it makes it pretty easy in that sense. Because if it weren't a square field, I don't know. It depends on the field, really. I think we tried this on Tungstorf as well, and it wasn't so easy. Also, if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever noticed this before, but you can do this with a sprayer, raise and lower that thing. I don't think it really makes a difference in reality, but in the game it doesn't make a difference. In real life it definitely does. So anyhow, so like, yeah, if you were putting something down, it would basically just adjust it for the height of the plant, basically. So like corn, for example, I think they do what's called side dressing corn, and I think they have the they'll have like a sprayer like this, but usually it'll be like on tall tires. I don't know what you call them, but like it'll be higher than this, and then they'll drop like a hose. I think if they drop a hose down on the side of the corn and they side dress it with fertilizer. I think that's how it's done. I don't know too many corn farmers, to be honest with you. But it'd be interesting to see that one of these days, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want people around when they're doing that because, you know, hey, you're spraying fertilizer and in the air and all that jazz, so I'm sure they would avoid having people around just for safety's sake. So it's not too bad. Having the extra big tank on the front is actually nice. That's 2,000 liters in the front and then 2,000 liters in the back. So it's pretty slick, actually. I've never been a big fan of this 3-point hitch sprayer, though. Don't know why. So it's one of those things. I always feel like it's like, really? But there are some nicer ones out there. But this is the thing, though. This one always works, and the John Deere is the other one that always works. And unfortunately, I haven't seen too many really nice sprayers. Like there's lots of ones that kind of work, but the date. For some of you, I don't know if you realize, but the date for FS17 has kind of been released. Not publicly released, but kind of released. And why I say that is because on the FarmSim main website, they have a date listed there, but I don't know if that's the official date or not. So I think it's like October 17th or 27th, something like that. So apparently in October we're going to get FS17, so it should be interesting. But the bad part about that is most likely there'll be very few mods from now until that time. So keep that in mind. So it's about exploring those old mods. And I hope that in FS17 the mod scene picks up again, because in FS15 it felt like it wasn't as vibrant as it used to be in FS13. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel the same way? Let me know in the comments below. Because for me it just seemed like it was like FS13 there was always something interesting coming out, and FS15 it was like, that's what it seemed, at least. 1 second, coffee break. So alright, so the nice thing about this, like I said before, is the fact that it will increase our NPK altogether. I forget what the actual numbers are now. I think it's like 3 or 4 or something like that. I could bring up my reference sheet, but it's not super important. It'll be obvious when I progress the time to the next day. And the funny thing is, so I have like this one field that I can harvest apparently, and everything else is grass, but I have no way of cutting the grass at this point in time, which I should probably fix next time around. So I could make silage bales. Is that something you guys would be interested? Leave me a comment below with your thoughts on that. You can always grab a baler and make some silage bales. So almost done this little section here, and then that'll be that. Didn't even use up the whole. We used up 50% maybe. Just a little bit under 50%, or over 50% I should say. That's pretty good. Having that extra large tank on the front is really nice though too. Oh, really? That's interesting. So I used the... So it doesn't use the front tank even though it's attached. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why. That's really odd. I guess, okay, let's try this then. So if I back up to this now, can I refill from it? I should be able to, technically. Yep, there you go. But it wouldn't use it directly. That's interesting. So I guess that's a way of just carrying extra with you without actually using it. I'm not sure how helpful that is. That was a bit weird. I thought it would just use it straight from the tank, but I guess it doesn't. Well, obviously it doesn't. Quite odd. A little bit further. Come on. Attach. Oh, we're not nearly as close as I thought we were. There we go. Yeah, that's strange. I thought I was just going to use it. So, there you go. It's actually better just to use the actual sprayer because it'll use what's in the tank. Because in this context, I can carry extra, but I'm just filling it up from the front tank, which isn't nearly as convenient as just having both tanks like that. So, anyways. Alright, last little pass here. And we shall fold this up and call it a day. Nice. Oh. That's interesting. Oh. That's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to fold... That's funny. There we go. So X is the button to unload these... mount on, mount off. X is the button to actually unload these things. So I managed to be unloading it, which is not what I wanted to do, obviously. So anyhow, all right, folks, that'll be it for me for today. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next episode, and we'll go from there. I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to plant this field for sure. We'll see what the moisture and all that jazz is at next episode. We do have quite a few grass fields. We got 23, it looks like, 13, 14, and 11 are all grass, it looks like, and 27 and 9. Really, no way. Apparently that's what it seems like, at least. So we'll have to see how it goes from there. Anyways, folks, let me know what you would like to see. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys later.